Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many amazing video games and so many amazing franchises, and there's so many to choose from, it's kind of hard to pick your favorite, but there is that one special gaming franchise that everybody has that has changed everything for them, and mine is The Legend of Zelda. So in this video, what I'll be doing is telling you what I think are the top 10 best Zelda games of all time. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So with the anticipation of the Ocarina of Time remake coming up, it had me reflecting on my favorite franchise, which is The Legend of Zelda. Now, a lot of people consider the Ocarina of Time, the original one, the greatest game of all time. I'm not here to dispute that, but what I am here to do is say, maybe we should reflect on all the other Zelda games. I know it's not that impressive, but I'm actually showing you right now is my Legend of Zelda collection, and I don't collect any specific thing. I just find stuff that I think looks cool or that I like. But The Legend of Zelda is the one thing that I will always collect for because Zelda is my favorite franchise. So in this video, what I hope to do is tell you what I think are personally the 10 best Zelda games, or the 10 Zelda games you absolutely need to play in your lifetime at some point. Before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And also, if you could follow me on Instagram and Twitter, well hey, that would be pretty cool too. Now let's go ahead and get right into this. So we'll start with my favorite Zelda game of all time, and nothing else even comes close to it. And I'm talking about the Wind Waker. The Wind Waker or the Wind Waker HD, it doesn't really matter to me. As long as you're playing the Wind Waker, then everything is going to be okay. The GameCube was the very first console I ever got brand new in my entire life. I'm pretty sure we got it Black Friday that same year that it came out, and when I first got it, I got this Zelda demo disc that came with Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and it only came with 1 hour of the Wind Waker, I believe. And I played that thing every single day, the 1 hour that you could play. So when I finally got the Wind Waker, it was a done deal. Now the Wind Waker is looked back on very fondly, but I remember going to gaming stores at the time and everybody was kind of standoffish for it. Like they thought it was too childish, they didn't like the cel-shaded bright colors, and to me, that was everything that made me fall in love with it. I just recently beat the Wind Waker again for the first time in like 10 or 15 years, probably a few months ago, and I thought it was going to be good, but maybe not as good as I remembered, and it turns out it was better than I remembered. And yeah, I think maybe one day I'll make a dedicated video to it because it's just so special, but easily my favorite Zelda game of all time. Arguably one of the best games of all time. Sometimes argued that it is the best game of all time. Ocarina of Time is one out of 2 games that made me fall in love with gaming, the other one being Pokemon Yellow version. When I was 8 years old, my neighbor would come over to my house every day and he would bring his Nintendo 64 and we would play random games, and then one day he said, look, we're gonna play this game called Zelda. And this was my introduction into the series. And we would pass the controller back and forth every single day. And at the time, I knew I was playing a really good game, but every day that we would play, it would become a little bit more special and it would become a little bit more clear that I was playing something that was going to change my life. It was in that moment exactly when the credits rolled in this game that I knew I was going to become a lifelong gamer. When me and my neighbor would play this game, I was growing up in a very poor trailer park in a bad area of Orlando, and I wasn't allowed to play outside all the time because it was a crime-filled neighborhood. I know it sounds weird or kind of corny, but this game made me feel safe. And it's a special memory that I always hold on to dearly, and I actually have no idea what happened to that kid who introduced me to this game. That snowballed into everything that would go on in my life, and in some weird way it's got us to this video right here. And it's a game that truly gets better every single time you play it. But Zelda isn't just this great big adventure. I mean, it is, but sometimes that great big adventure can be shrunken down. The next game we're talking about is The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. So if you're new to the Legend of Zelda franchise, or it's something you've picked up in the last couple of years, you may have never played this and you may not know that this wasn't even developed by Nintendo. This and a few other Zelda games were actually developed by Capcom. It's so crazy because you're playing this great adventure on a small screen, but then you shrink down even more and take it to a smaller area, and it opens up the game so much more. This game truly is so clever and so charming, and I have to admit, I'm actually stuck on the final boss because it is so freaking hard. Every time I get close, or maybe I don't even get close, I just die, and it's really frustrating. But not in like an angry way, it's frustrating because they made it so damn well that every time you think you're gonna get one up on this boss, you just die. And this is a must-play game, it really is. The next 2 Zelda games I'm going to put together and talk about them together, and that's because we're talking about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is a game that made you feel something very special when you played it. Going from the Zelda game previous to this, it's like, how is this even possible? This is the next grand adventure. This is a generation-defining game. And this game influenced hundreds of games to come. Like, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Breath of the Wild even influenced Elden Ring. I beat Breath of the Wild 4 times. I love it so much. How could it ever get better than that? And then it's like, whoa, there's this other game called Tears of the Kingdom. And this is how it gets better than that. I will admit to you right now, I like Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's better than Breath of the Wild, but I prefer Breath of the Wild. And if you ask me why, I really can't give you a straightforward answer. I don't know. I'll admit it came out at a kind of polarizing time for me. It's right when my channel first started taking off, so I feel like I had a little bit less time to dedicate to it because I was working so much on growing this YouTube channel. Once I finally beat it and did that final battle with Ganon and seeing everything wrap up, I got those feelings again that I had when I first played Breath of the Wild. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is a masterpiece, it's incredible. And those two games together, I think, are just so special, and I'm very curious to see where the Zelda team's going to take it in the future. So quickly, I have a fun fact, and I'm not sure if it's a real fun fact or maybe something I just read on the internet, but back in the old Zelda games, you could actually name your character. You could name him Mr. Robot Joe, you could name him SpongeBob, you could name him whatever the hell you wanted. But the reason why his name was called Link, it's because he was the link from you to the character. I read that somewhere online, and you know, if it's on the internet, it has to be true. Any of the Link's Awakening games could easily make this list, but I think Link's Awakening Remake is perfect. Like a truly perfect game. It's so freaking good, it's so special. I absolutely love the art style of it. It's so cute and adorable, but somehow Link still feels so badass in it. I played this game, and then I went back and played the original one after beating this one, probably like 6 months later. That one still held up, but every improvement they could possibly make, they made in the remake. People always ask me what's the first Zelda game they should play, and I think this is the answer right here. In my opinion, it's the most accessible, but the story is just so good in it. And it's so weird and wacky, and it almost doesn't make sense. And then when the final credits roll, you're like, what the hell is going on here? I would love to get some other handheld or older retro Zelda games remade in this style as well. I think they would translate so well. This game right here, I really can't describe why I love it so much. It's just something I know that I do enjoy. Like, it's just like breathing air. It's like, I don't know why or how we do this. I know that we do it. It's why I love this game so much. I just do. So yeah, it had to be on this list. Some of the old Zelda games, it's like, I don't know how they made them. I don't know how they could be this good. And one that comes to mind when I'm thinking of stuff like that is A Link to the Past. When I was waiting for Tears of the Kingdom to come out, I went back and played a lot of the retro stuff. And A Link to the Past, I don't think I ever beat it when I was younger. I just played around, but I could not stop playing it. It's probably one of my favorite stories in any Zelda game ever. I love the location, and it's so cool because you have Hyrule, but then you have like Bad Hyrule or whatever the hell it's called, where everything is dark and evil and dead and twisted. And I think it's such a smart way to expand the game and the adventure. Especially with the resources they had, I guess, in the 90s. But to the people who got to play this brand new, like, it must have felt like you were living in the future. I'd argue that everybody who's ever played any Zelda game needs to play this game. And I would argue this is probably like a top 3 or 4 Zelda game of all time. It's not in my personal top 3, but in my opinion, it is one of the best Zelda games ever created. And it easily made this list.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata. I hope you've all enjoyed our program this morning. But before you leave, I'd like you to step inside one more world for Nintendo GameCube.
This is one of the weirdest and wackiest things of all time. I would assume, just by looking at some numbers and talking to people, I think Twilight Princess is probably one of the least played Zelda games. Well, at least besides the CDI Zelda games. And that's for very good reason. It really is like a lot more dark themed, and it gets really creepy and unsettling at times. Sometimes when the cutscenes are rolling this one, it's like I just sit back and I'm just so freaking impressed. I'm really in awe of it, and I truly wish more people got to play this one. There's a bunch of leaks and rumors that are saying that Twilight Princess and WINDWAKER are going to come to the Switch. We've been saying that for years. If it happens, it happens. If not, it is what it is. At this point, I think it probably makes more sense for the Switch too, but I hope everybody who ever gets a chance to play this game plays it. It's probably not what you're expecting if you've never played it. Like, it really is super out there. And when people are talking about a Zelda movie, I really don't know how that's going to work, like a live action one. So the only way I think that could work is if they followed like a storyline and plot like this one. I think that could translate pretty well, but damn it if Twilight Princess isn't one of the best Zelda games of all time.
So another Zelda game that is good or bad depending on which console you played it on. And I'm talking about Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword on the Wii? It's a game, right? But Skyward Sword HD on the Switch? Okay, now we have ourselves a Zelda game. I never played Skyward Sword on the Wii, so I didn't have that preconceived bad taste in my mouth for it because the controls were pretty out there. So the Switch was the first time I ever played this, and I absolutely freaking loved it. Hands down, it's definitely tied for my favorite Zelda story of all time. It is in fact the first Zelda game chronologically, so you learn of the history of Hyrule, you learn about Link and Zelda, you learn about the lore of everything and why everything is going the way it's going. I could not stop playing this game once I started. I love the way the sword slicing mechanics work in this with the Joy-Con. You can use motion controls, but I didn't, so when you use the right Joy-Con, it controls just the sword, and it got me so engaged in combat. I absolutely loved it. I loved all the dungeons in it, all the enemies, all the bosses, and I truly am so happy I got to experience this on the Switch because before playing it, I just heard it was one to kind of skip over, and maybe I would have skipped over it, and that would have been a huge disappointment because it truly is one of the best Zelda games of all time. So now we're on to number 10, right? What do we pick? I mean, there truly is a bunch of Zelda games that I haven't mentioned here. It's actually quite impressive how many Zelda games there are. But if Zelda was never created, then I wouldn't be able to make this list. So I think we need to pay homage to the original. For the 10th and final spot, we gotta go with The Legend of Zelda for the NES. When I first played this, I didn't even know I was playing Zelda. I was just playing a random NES game, and I was having so much fun. And the music had me hooked. I would hum it all day when I wasn't playing this. And now obviously I know I was playing Zelda at the time. And bonus points for having a gold cartridge. Dude, bling bling, am I right? Sometimes when you mention this game now, people are like, yeah, if you play it now, it wasn't as good as it was. And maybe it's not that good at all, but at least it was fun. But I'd have to disagree. I went back and played it recently, and I was like, yeah, it's probably isn't going to be as fun as I remember, but I loved every second of it. And in my opinion, they truly had something special right from the very start. If I'm not mistaken, you can beat this entire game in 5 hours or something. So if you ever get a chance to play it, I would recommend you do that because it really is still special. And I feel perfectly fine putting it at the 10th and final spot of this list.
Yeah, I guess when you actually think about it, it does not matter which Zelda game you pick as your favorite. Maybe not the CDI games, but all of them are fantastic. All of them are charming. All of them served a purpose. So in the comments below, I would love to hear your favorite Zelda game if you're a Zelda fan, what made you a Zelda fan, and also, are you ready for the Ocarina of Time remake? Just let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below, and if you made it to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit a like and subscribe on the way out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter on the way out. Consider becoming a channel member. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace!